There are uniformed police officers searching his house right now. If they find a sliver of evidence of foul play, this goes right to homicide.
They're not going to find anything. I followed the code.
Dexter Original Sin, Episode 5. F is for fuck up. And Harry Morgan sure did screw a lot of things up in this one. I thought this was another good episode, and the driving force of the prequel continues to center around the theme of Harry Morgan's, quote, original sin. The Mad Dog story served a purpose, but in the end it kinda went nowhere and felt like unfulfilled potential. Dexter's mistake meant he had to do a quick rush job cleanup, and he evaded law authority. Harry knows something went amiss, and he is none too happy. Harry admits to one of his own biggest screw-ups, letting Dexter kill Nurse Mary too soon. Harry is none the wiser about Tony Ferrer and Dexter's screw-up there. Harry investigates Mad Dog's body to snoop on Dex's behalf, and the driver wound up being a non-issue, even if he provided a nice contrast between Dexter and a normal person who takes another life. But by this point, Harry has lost trust in Dexter, and he shuts down the whole damn operation. The Levi Reed case represented another huge screw-up from Harry, where he disregarded a good faith alibi in Brandy, whom he initially dismissed as nothing more than a drug addict. Harry gets reprimanded, his reputation takes a hit, and he is enraged that a child killer is on the loose because of his screw-up. Harry drinks to the point that he thinks it's a good idea to go all vigilante on Reed. But before that happens, Dexter jabs him with some M99, which is the first time Dexter ever used his drug of choice, which makes you think back to the retcon they did in New Blood for no good reason, and also makes you wonder why Dexter didn't use that on his first ever victim from the original series. In any case, Dexter proved to Harry he will be more careful, and Dexter saves Harry from himself. Harry then makes the suggestion that Dexter equip himself with some smelling salts in order to wake his victims more quickly once they are immobilized. So far, Dexter has killed 3 people, and each and every one of them resulted in a terrible blunder. With Nurse Mary, it was keeping the earrings, and we know he never really learned his lesson on this one, which circles back to the #1 rule, don't get caught. Then with his second victim, he was sloppy all around, especially when disposing of the body along with the earrings. Harry isn't even aware that this kill took place, and since that darn arm wouldn't stay under, this potentially links Dexter's first and second victims. Then the entire fiasco with Mad Dog. Dexter at least seemingly learned his lesson here with the M99, and Harry's suggestion that he work smelling salts into his routine. We learned about Nurse Mary in the original Dexter, and we learned about a few of his early victims throughout the original run. The key one, however, beyond Nurse Mary, was Juan Rhinus. That was the victim Dexter was carving up when Harry walked in on him, and Dexter believes that Harry's suicide must have been the direct result of him seeing the monster he created in action. But the thing of it is, Harry from the original run was far more controlling, at least in Dexter's recollection. In Original Sin, Dexter is far more proactive and has a far bigger say in matters. This is best exemplified by the Nurse Mary thing, where in the original run, Harry was the one who figured it all out and told Dexter to kill her. But in Original Sin, Dexter was the one who did all the heavy lifting and figured it out, and he convinced Harry that the nurse was a killer. Those general differences in Harry are omnipresent throughout Original Sin, where Harry is far more wishy-washy, someone who is easy for Dexter to persuade, if not outright manipulate. Harry's screw-ups go beyond the Mad Dog and Reed missteps. He was even late for a family gathering on the 1-year anniversary of his wife's death, a wife to whom he was unfaithful. Indeed, immediately after continuing his affair with Laura Moser, he discovers Doris is pregnant after a couple of years of trying to conceive, presumably pregnant with Deb. Dexter himself makes a confession at his adopted mother's grave, admitting he misses having someone who is always trying to help him, someone always looking at him and seeing goodness, even if it wasn't there. Dexter believes Harry saw something different in him, that he could never be good, but maybe he could still do good. This is some wacky-ass indoctrination stuff from Nutjob Harry, even by his standard. Where Harry trained Dexter to become the perfect serial killer, Doris saw good in him and encouraged goodness, like a normal loving parent typically would. We have evidence that Dexter could indeed exist as a good person, because he did it for 10 long years, finding a healthy outlet to suppress his dark passenger, his daily routine with the majestic white buck, an animal that provided Dexter the thrill of the hunt without the climax of an actual kill. Harry Morgan was indeed a complete and total nut job, and his many sins led to the formation of Dexter the serial killer. At the end of the day, the entire story seems to be predicated on the idea that Dexter is the byproduct of the many sins of Harry Morgan. In particular, Harry's original sin, his own negligence which led to his son drowning. Overwhelmed by guilt, Harry eventually bonded with Dexter, son of his CI Laura Moser, and his attachment to Dexter, his extramarital affair with Laura, and events that will ultimately lead to her death resulted in Harry adopting Dexter, so that Harry could train him to become the perfect serial killer? Had Harry's son not drowned on his watch as a result of his own negligence, perhaps Laura lives, and Dexter almost certainly never gets manipulated into becoming what he became. What do you think so far? Please share your thoughts in the comments section. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed, and have a wonderful night.
How did everything go with Mad Dog?
Everything went well. But he woke up a little early, and I just cut the ankle ropes to get his pants off.
Why were you taking his pants off?
What is the #1 rule?
Don't get caught.
And what are all the other rules for?
So I don't get caught.
You let a half-naked man run screaming into the streets. I'm imagining that you were chasing after him?
No one saw me, and Mad Dog's dead.
God damn it, Dexter. There are consequences to everything you do in life. Lose control, become powerless, and it's over.
You didn't think through all the possibilities. You have to be in control, all right? If he woke up early, that is your fuck up. It's your responsibility.
When Harry saw what I truly was, he was repulsed. Harry walked in on what he created, and he couldn't live with himself.
What's wrong? Are you okay?
Just stay away. Please. Stay away.
He killed himself, Dexter.
I killed my father.
Surprise, motherfucker.